Hello, welcome to my Overwhelm Buster. Please ensure that you're not operating any machinery and that you're safe, somewhere comfortable. So first I'd like you just to take a deep breath and hold it for a moment before breathing out slowly. Just allowing your whole body to relax as you do so. And just keep listening quietly to the sound of my voice. You'll be aware of other sounds too. Sounds inside the rest of the house, sounds from outside. But these won't disturb you. In fact, they'll help to relax you, because just for now, the world outside of your room is absolutely unimportant to you. The only sound you're interested in is the sound of my voice. And while you're listening to the sound of my voice, I want you to concentrate for a moment on your breathing. Breathing slowly and steadily and evenly, just as if you were trying to convince someone that you were absolutely sound asleep. And as you breathe out each time, just allowing your whole body to relax more and more, so that you gradually find yourself feeling as if your whole body was sinking further and further back into the chair or the bed with each breath you breathe. That's right. So just settle yourself comfortably. And you don't have to stay absolutely still, but maybe that's all you actually want to do. Just to let yourself settle more and more deeply where you are. Now take a deep breath in and let it out slowly. And allow yourself to become relaxed as you do so, as though you were breathing away all tensions from your mind and body. Just let yourself be as easy and comfortable as you want to be. Nobody wanting anything, nobody expecting anything, and nothing whatsoever to do except to just relax. As you breathe in, think of calmness and relaxation going in. And as you breathe out each time, think of the tensions just drifting away from you. For a moment or two, I'd like you to just think about how it seems when you look up into the night sky on a warm summer's night and focus on just one tiny star among the millions that are there. Just focusing on that one single pinpoint of light in the velvety darkness of the night sky, and wondering, perhaps, how long that single pinpoint of light has been twinkling there, twinkling steadily in that velvety darkness, noticing that you're already becoming more relaxed. And now I want you to direct your thoughts lazily to the top of your head, because many people don't realize that tension often starts in the little muscles of the scalp. So I want you to think about those little muscles now and the skin of your scalp, and just allow them to let go and relax. It may well be that it will seem you can be aware of each little hair follicle relaxing, or maybe just a sensation that the muscles and the skin of your scalp become somehow more at ease. And now all the muscles of your face, just let them go slack, expressionless as you can possibly imagine. The skin of your forehead, the muscles all around your eyes and eyelids, just let them go. The cheeks, mouth and jaw muscles, all becoming expressionless. It's a wonderful thing when you can let your face totally relax, because you can actually feel the skin settling, smoothing out. All of this might mean that your mouth opens slightly, but whatever's best to you, just let it happen, unclenching your teeth and relaxing your tongue now, because the more you physically relax, the more you can mentally relax. Thinking about your neck and shoulder muscles too. Just directing your thoughts there and letting those muscles go. And the tops of your arms, letting all tensions drain away as you think on down through your elbows, into your forearms. Actually feeling your thoughts moving down through your wrists and into your hands, right the way down into the very tips of your fingers and the tips of your thumbs. Just letting all those muscles let go and relax. And now thinking about your breathing, noticing that you're breathing even more steadily, even more slowly, as you relax more and more, so you can let any tension in the chest area simply drain away. As you think on down to your stomach muscles, letting those muscles relax too, letting those stomach muscles become beautifully easy and relaxed. And think down into your back now, those long muscles on either side of the spine. Just let those muscles relax. And your waist, hips and main thigh muscles, as you think on down through your knees, down through the shins and calves, just allowing all those areas to relax and let go. As you think on down to your ankles, actually feeling your thoughts flowing all around your heels and ankles, along the arch of each foot, along the sole of each foot, all the way down to the very tips of each toe. All the muscles of your body beautifully relaxed and easy. Very, very lazy, enjoying this wonderful feeling of easiness. And now you're so beautifully relaxed, nobody wanting anything, nobody expecting anything, and absolutely nothing to do whatsoever for you except to relax. I want you just to let your mind and your imagination drift, feeling lazy, easy and comfortable. And perhaps you can imagine that you're standing on the terrace of a lovely old house. A house like a stately home or a country mansion. You can feel the sun on your head and shoulders, not too hot, just comfortable. And there's a gentle breeze playing against your skin. As you look around you, you notice an elegant marble flight of steps. 10 broad steps leading down into a beautiful sunken garden. A garden where you sense peace, well-being and comfort. Make it really vivid in your mind now. In a moment, I'm going to count down from 10 to 0. And as I count all the way down from 10 to 0, I want you to imagine that each number is a step down on this beautiful staircase, a step down towards this beautiful garden, and each step you take is another step down into deep and even deeper levels of relaxation, so that by the time I get to 0, you will be as deeply relaxed as you can ever imagine, while still being able to hear and respond to the sound of my voice. 10. Take the first step down now, relaxing and letting go. 9. Feeling more and more relaxed. No need to hurry. Plenty of time. 8. Moving down easily now. 7. Deeper and deeper. 6. Deeper still, your breathing becoming slower and steadier. 5. Really relaxing now. Just let go. 4. Becoming calmer and calmer. 3. Calmer still now. 2. More and more relaxed. 1. All the way down to 0. And now you find yourself in this wonderful garden. You can feel the softness of the newly cut grass beneath your feet, as the scent of masses upon masses of brightly coloured flowers seem to envelope you. And there's the gentle sound of birds singing, echoing faintly in the stillness of the air. It's almost a magical place, stretching into the distance as far as the eye can see in all directions, with beautiful shrubs, tall, elegant trees, and an ornamental fountain which seems to feed into a gently trickling stream. This fascinates you, and you wander to the edge of the stream and gently lower yourself down onto the soft, grassy bank. And just sit there for a while, gazing into the cool, clear water, marvelling at the sense of tranquility that sweeps over you, and listening to the faint sound of a fountain splashing into the pool that feeds this gentle stream. And after a while, you lay back upon the grass and you gaze up at the clearest of blue skies. And as you relax more and more, your eyes begin to close and you just drift off into a deep and relaxing sleep. And as you sleep, you have a dream. You dream that your whole body is becoming lighter, lighter and lighter, so light that you feel you must surely begin to float on air at any moment. And then you feel yourself just floating and drifting, gently borne aloft and supported by the softest of warm breezes. And you can somehow see, through your closed eyelids, that you're floating in a sea of colour, a warm sea of colour that relaxes and comforts you as you just drift, suspended in warmth and colour that seems somehow unreal, and yet at the same time has a comfortingly familiar feel to it. You're aware of the misty reds and orange, soft muted yellow tones, gentle greens and blues that somehow seem like clouds, and the deepest, softest indigos and violets that you could ever have imagined. And it begins to dawn on you that you're floating in a rainbow, a magical rainbow, because in this rainbow, time and space doesn't exist in the same way that we usually know it. You might have floated there for just a moment, or for 100 years, maybe for a lifetime, or just perhaps for the blinking of an eye. You could have floated forwards in time, to a time that could be far beyond our future, or maybe back in time, back before your own lifetime. It gradually begins to seem to you that you might even be able to float here for just as long as you wish, with this wonderful, relaxed feeling. Just floating and drifting through this magical sea of gentle flowing colours, where time seems to be suddenly of so little importance. You're still pondering on these thoughts when you feel yourself beginning to float gently downwards, lower and lower, softly sinking down through this beautiful rainbow, becoming even more relaxed, even more lazy, until eventually you realize that you've stopped floating downwards and you find yourself on the shore of a tranquil lake, a large tranquil lake surrounded by softly rolling hills that are shrouded in a gentle silver mist. There are trees and sweetly scented flowering shrubs and grasses growing at the winter's edge. And everything is bathed in a beautiful golden light, a golden light that seems to bathe everything in its warmth. And you find yourself marvelling at the sense of deep calmness and comfort that seems to fill your entire being. As you stroll lazily along the sandy shore of this wonderful lake, noticing with a sort of lazy curiosity that it seems to be constantly changing colour. Subtle changes blending so smoothly that it's difficult for you to know exactly when limpid blue has become soft, deep violet, or when that deep violet became a relaxing, translucent green. The changes of colour just fascinate you, and you settle down onto a small, smooth rock and just gaze out across the crystal waters. And now your mind is prepared and receptive to everything I am going to say to you. And everything I say, if it is for your benefit, will be accepted and acted upon by the subconscious. It will have a steadily increasing effect on you, upon the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you behave. And the influence of these suggestions, as they are for your benefit, will continue to increase over the coming days and weeks and months. That's right. While you're relaxing there, so easy and calm inside yourself, I wonder if you can imagine how wonderful it would be to be this relaxed whenever you want to be. I wonder if you can create an image of you right at this very moment, perhaps doing something that used to worry you, but looking so calm and so easy, looking as if you are just enjoying the whole process of simply being alive. Just knowing that whatever causes those feelings of worry and overwhelm are just a passing thing. Just a passing thing that soon will seem to be of no importance at all, because it belongs to yesterday, or last week, or perhaps last year. And a lot of the time you can recognize that there was never a need for you to have any worry at all. And you might not even be able to remember most of what you were worrying or feeling overwhelmed about a while ago? And if you can, it's probably because what you were worrying about hasn't happened yet. And I want you to think about something that is worrying you now, creating stress and overwhelm in your mind. And while you're thinking of that thing, I want you to see how good you are at remembering something that hasn't happened yet. Remembering what it felt like when that thing you were worrying about had actually happened, even though it hasn't happened yet. But remembering that it felt good when you remembered that it had happened, and you didn't need to worry about it anymore. But you're probably thinking now about something that has happened, something that you were worried about until it happened. And now it has happened, you can find no need to worry or feel overwhelmed about it at all. Worrying about things is simply a way of thinking about things, something that your subconscious learnt to do a long time ago. It learnt how to automatically think about the awful things that might happen, to think about the things we really hope will not happen. So we start thinking about what we would do if those awful things did happen, and worrying even more when we think that we won't know what to do if those awful things happen. And yet all those things are based simply upon fear, rather than a belief that it will happen. Because if we truly believe that something will happen, we can always decide what action we will take. We will always make a decision. But when it's only a fear that something will happen, it means that we're not sure at all that it will. So it's not a surprise that we worry about what we will do. Because in order to think what we would do, we have to think about the very thing that we do not want to happen. And we really do not want to think about that. So we worry in case it happens. And that powerful subconscious of yours can do that automatically. But now, you are going to learn a very clever and a very special trick. You're going to learn how to teach your subconscious mind to think in a different way. And to start with, I want you to think of that thing you thought about a few moments ago. A thing that you were worrying about, maybe feeling stressed and overwhelmed about. And notice how it feels as you think about it now. And now I want you to vividly imagine, just as vividly as you can, what you actually want to happen. And of course, I can't know what it is you're thinking about, but I do know that whatever it is, you can think of it in two ways: the worst way and the best way. And when you think of it in the worst way, all you can do is worry or stress about it. But if you think about it in the best way, you're thinking of what you actually want to happen. You are thinking of a positive solution. And then you can think about how you might be able to move towards that positive solution. How to make that thing turn out exactly the way you want it to. And notice how different that thing feels this time, as you think about what you actually want to happen, so that you've actually changed the way you feel just by thinking a thought. And it's an interesting thing that as you teach your subconscious mind how to think about things in the best way, you're more likely to find a way of making a positive change to the things you worry about. if you think about what you actually want to happen, rather than what you fear will happen, you can teach your subconscious mind to look for answers. So that it's completely true that if you think about what you actually want to happen, the thing that you fear will be less likely to happen. Of course, it's true sometimes that we have no control over a thing that's going to happen. But even then, we can think of it in two ways: the worst way and the best way. And the best way is to just know that whatever happens, it is simply part of life that you will find the best way to deal with. A part of life that will, before long, become a thing of the past, just as everything does. And it is a fact that whether we worry about a thing or whether we do not worry about a thing, when that thing happens, it immediately becomes a thing of the past. Just as you listening to this today is now a thing of the past. And it might be that you're worried about that, yet all is well, and all remains well. And from now on, you're going to discover that it becomes easier and easier for you to think about what you actually want to happen instead of what you fear might happen. And as you teach that subconscious mind to think of what you want to happen, it will begin to find solutions to problems, turning a setback to an advantage more often than not. At the beginning of this session, I asked you to imagine how wonderful it would be to be this relaxed whenever you want to be. And as you imagine that now, a special part of you in the depths of your subconscious mind, the special part of you that knows just what to do and just how to do it, is even now beginning to stir and become more active. And that activity will steadily increase with each and every passing day until you automatically choose the best way of thinking. Every time, automatically find the answers to problems. Every time. And now it's time for me to bring the session to an end. So as I count from 1 to 5 now, just allow yourself to drift up from where you are, but do leave your eyes closed until I get to the count of 5, when you can open them wide awake and feeling great. 1, just beginning to be more aware of yourself now. 2, maybe feeling as if you're rousing from a very pleasant doze. 3, halfway up now, beginning to feel good. 4, almost all the way up to the top. And 5, open your eyes now, all sensations return to your body and feeling wonderful.